Listen carefully, because this is not just the story of a baseball player. This is the rise of a boy who refused to break. A boy who turned bottle caps into baseballs, empty streets into stadiums, and dreams into power. This is the story of Juan Soto, the man the world now calls the generational phenomenon, but who once had nothing except hunger. Juan Soto was born in the heart of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, a place full of passion but often lacking opportunity. His home wasn't big, his family wasn't rich, and his future wasn't guaranteed. The streets were rough, the nights were loud, and the world didn't care about a little boy with giant dreams. But Juan cared. He cared enough to fight for a dream that seemed impossible. He didn't have money to buy baseballs, so he picked up bottle caps. He didn't have a professional bat, so he used sticks. He didn't have a clean field, so he played in dusty streets filled with rocks, holes, and endless distractions. But every swing meant something. Every swing was a promise. One day, I will make it. While other children played for fun, Juan played for survival. He played because baseball was the only thing that made him feel strong, the only thing that made him forget the noise of poverty, the stress on his father's face, the struggles happening inside his home. Baseball wasn't a game for him, it was the escape, the hope, the door he believed would someday open. His father, a former catcher, saw the fire in his son's eyes, and he whispered to him, "If you have the gift, you must respect it. If you have the dream, you must chase it." Those words became the heartbeat of Juan Soto's life. He would wake up before sunrise, sometimes with an empty stomach, sometimes with no breakfast at all, and he would run to the field. He practiced until his hands burned, until sweat dripped down his face, until he collapsed on the grass, but even then, he stood up again, because he believed something: pain builds legends. At school, he wasn't the biggest kid, he wasn't the strongest, and he wasn't the one people expected to rise, but he had discipline. While others were joking, hanging out, wasting time, Juan was practicing. While others slept, he visualized himself in a stadium. While others doubted themselves, he believed. He believed even when life punched him in the face. At age 14, he faced the darkest moment of his early life. He was rejected by multiple baseball academies. They told him he wasn't fast enough, he wasn't strong enough, he wasn't built for MLB. Those words could have killed his dream, but he turned rejection into fuel. He went home, looked at himself in the mirror, and said, "They don't decide my future, I do." And so, he trained harder. He studied swings on YouTube. He practiced his stance in front of a cracked mirror. He repeated one movement for hours until he mastered it. He battled the pain. He battled the fear. He battled the world. Until one day, someone noticed him. "I am superhero." Until one day, someone noticed him. A scout from the Washington Nationals saw the fire, the discipline, the raw potential, and he signed him. Juan was just 16. For most teenagers, this would be the dream. For Juan, this was just the beginning of war. At 17, he left his country, the food, the culture, the streets he grew up on, and his family, and traveled to the United States alone. No friends, no comfort, no guarantees. A new language he didn't know, a new world he didn't understand, a new pressure he had never felt. Imagine being a kid in a foreign land, holding a dream in your hands, knowing that if you fail, your entire family's hope collapses with you. He struggled with loneliness. He struggled with language. He struggled with expectations. But he told himself every night before sleep, "I did not come this far to break." And so he pushed, and pushed, and pushed. Minor league after minor league. Stadium after stadium. Failure after failure. Injury after injury. The grind was brutal. Many players quit. Many players never reached the next level. But Juan Soto wasn't like the rest. He wasn't born to be average. He was born to rise. And then, it happened. At age 19, when most teenagers are still figuring out life, Juan Soto made his MLB debut. A boy with big dreams stepped onto the world's biggest stage. And guess what he did? He dominated. He didn't just play baseball. He rewrote the rules of baseball. His confidence shocked the world. His swing terrified pitchers. His plate discipline reminded people of legends. His stare, the Soto Shuffle, became one of the most iconic movements in sports. In his first years, he achieved what many players fail to touch in their entire careers. He became one of the youngest players ever to hit over 100 home runs. He won the World Series at just 21. He earned the batting title, multiple Silver Slugger awards, and became one of the most feared hitters in MLB. And then the world saw something unbelievable. Juan Soto rejected a $440 million contract. Why? Because he believed he was worth more. People called him crazy. Analysts said he was making a huge mistake. But Soto didn't care. He knew his value. He knew his power. He knew his future. And that belief led him to a historic path. In 2024, he joined the New York Yankees, one of the biggest sports franchises in the world. And once again, he dominated. Home runs, clutch hits, game-changing moments. Soto became the heartbeat of the Yankees lineup. Fans loved him. Opponents feared him. And baseball analysts finally said, he is not good. He is generational. Today, Juan Soto's net worth is estimated in the tens of millions and rising rapidly. He lives a life he once only dreamed of, a luxury home, beautiful cars, high-end SUVs, powerful sports models, not as symbols of ego, but as reminders of how far he has come. Every engine sound reminds him of the streets he grew up on. Every key reminds him of the broken tools he used as a kid. Every mile he drives reminds him of every step he took when he had nothing. He is living proof that dreams built in poverty can reach stadium lights. He is proof that hunger beats privilege. He is proof that a boy with nothing can become a man with everything, if he refuses to quit. But Juan Soto's story isn't just about money, fame, or home runs. It's about something deeper. It's about courage, about risk, about self-belief when the world doubts you, about sacrifice when no one is watching, about pushing through pain when your heart is screaming to stop. He teaches the world that you don't need to be the biggest, or the strongest, or the fastest. You just need obsession. You just need discipline. You just need fire in your heart. His life says, you win when you refuse to break. You rise when you believe in your gift. And you succeed when you live like everything depends on your effort. From bottle caps to baseballs, from dusty streets to perfect stadiums, from a hungry boy to a global superstar. This is Juan Soto. The world sees the home runs. The world sees the trophies. The world sees the records. But what they don't see is the child who trained under streetlights, the teenager who cried alone in a foreign land, the young man who rejected millions because he believed in billions, the warrior who turned struggle into strength. Juan Soto didn't just rise, he exploded. And now, people say he is special. People say he is talented. People say he is lucky. But luck didn't build him. Pain did. Rejection did. Sacrifice did. Faith did. And that is why his story inspires millions. Because if Juan Soto can rise from the dirt of the Dominican streets, if he can turn poverty into power, if he can turn struggle into success, then what's stopping you? Your excuses, your fear, your doubt. Break them. Wake up earlier. Work harder. Believe deeper. Move faster. And never, never question your value. Because greatness isn't born. Greatness is built, one painful step at a time. Soto built his story with struggle. Now, it's your turn.